Welcome to Keep Canada Weird Remembers, a series that revisits strange times in Canada's strange past.
Okay, Jordan, take me back to a time. I'm hungry, but I don't want food of today.
Okay. How about food of 1989? Do you think that's an appropriate era to eat?
Yes, as long as I'm going back to 1989 to eat it, not taking something that was made in 1989 and eating it now.
No. Sadly for you and for me as well, we're going to go back to 1989, which is a difficult era for food production or for food consumption and marketing, specifically in Toronto, because it was home to the hot dog wars of 1989. Are you willing to buy food on the side of the road? Like if there's a little wagon that's selling fries or hot dogs, is that cool with you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. It's great when you're leaving a bar late at night and there's a hot dog vendor outside. Yeah. But when I spend time in Toronto, I love getting a street dog.
Yeah, they're everywhere in Toronto. It's like a little cart that they cook the hot dogs, $2 a hot dog or $3 for a sausage. They have cans of pop.
Yeah.
They have all their,
It's
different
the fixings though, too. Like they have so many fixings that you can put on top of them. I think they're great. I love them.
Name a few fixings.
Oh my God. There's hot peppers, there's corn, there's bacon bits, there's obviously the staples, cheese, relish, mustard, ketchup, onions, sauerkraut.
Jeez, yeah. So
yeah,
you just rattled off 9 and you left off hot sauce, mayonnaise. There's a lot of different garnishes and stuff you can put on them. When you go to Toronto today, those hot dog carts, they're just a part of the city. They're everywhere. But it was a relatively new concept in 1989, and people weren't crazy about it. To give you some background on how people were reacting to all of these kind of mobile food retailers popping up, I'm just going to play you a news clip in which people were expressing their kind of concern for the amount of these, and then we'll get into the hot dog war. So here's the background on the environment that this story exists in.
Okay.
And last year it was absolutely an awful mess. The vendors were lined up one after another. And, some of them have orange juice and some of them, the peels are flying around and, it's just an awful thing.
Richard Wookey says after last summer, Yorkville merchants had to do something about the increasing number of food vendors. They congregate in Yorkville and at Harbourfront because that's where the business is good. Sometimes they crowd the sidewalks, and sometimes the people who buy their food throw garbage around. Vendors must be licensed to operate, and they get their license from the Metro Licensing Commission. The problem, say many vendors, merchants, and even city politicians, is that Metro has licensed too many vendors. Their numbers have more than doubled over the last 3 years. So a city committee has recommended that vendors should buy a permanent place to sell, a zone in the tourist areas. The number of zones would be fixed.
The heart of the recommendation is to set up a zone on a street like this in Yorkville, to set out markers a few square feet in dimension where a vendor could come and stand all day without being hassled or harassed by the Public Works Department or the police or merchants.
So complicated stuff. Not everyone is okay with a little business operated out of a trailer, in downtown Toronto for a variety of reasons we just heard. But obviously we're looking at this from a 2023 lens. And we do know that I guess the food vendors won because it's still going on today.
Yeah. When you walk downtown Toronto, they're all over the place.
Which tells me that the food vendors must have won the hot dog war of 1989 in Toronto. So let's hear about this war. So again, we just heard the environment that the story takes place in. Not everyone was crazy about these food merchants popping up. One hotel did some significant renovations. Hotel was looking gorgeous. They didn't want a whole bunch of food vendors outside ruining the aesthetic of this high-end hotel. So they had a rather creative way to undercut and I guess exterminate the food vendors, which sets up the hot dog war of 1989.
The spoils of war, The weenie war being waged on Toronto's waterfront. The new gazebo on the left undercuts the traditional vendor on the right. Hot dogs here sell at their regular price, $2. But this hastily erected gazebo sells at $1.50. And in Toronto, money talks. Businessmen, used to the cut and thrust of the market, line up for discounted dogs. They relish a bargain. But this war is not being waged to sell hot dogs. The gazebo is owned by the adjacent Harbour Castle Weston Hotel, who believes the mobile vendors are a mustardy blot on their landscape.
We're doing $50 million worth of renovation in a hotel to make it a wonderful place for guests to visit, and they come outside and they're attacked by a food circus and litter and everything else.
It adds character to the area, and I don't see the problem with us being in front of their hotel. It's a summer job for me. I make money to go to school.
The hotel hopes to drive out the vendors by underselling. The police, who had ignored the vendors' illegal location, are now moving in, and the customers are cashing in.
Did you buy it because you're supporting the hotel in this war, or did you buy it because you saved 50 cents?
I bought it because I'm in favor of cutthroat competition.
Okay, that's a creative solution to the perceived problem of unsightly food vendors popping up outside of your hotel. Undercutting them by 50 cents though. That's not gonna. I don't know if that's gonna shut them down.
Well, I mean, in the 80s, 50 cents is, hey, that goes a long way.
Yeah, and it's in the news clip that we watched. There was a lineup a block long for people for the $1.50 hot dogs, and no one waiting for the $2 hot dogs. The difference in price kind of surprised me. I think if you go downtown Toronto today, I didn't think hot dogs would be more than like maybe $3 or $4. So inflation, $2 in 1989 would have been a sizable amount of money.
Well, especially, I mean, hot dogs are still probably the cheapest thing you can make and buy. I mean, they're just scooping up whatever entrails and garbage is lying on the floor of the factory and folding them into hot dogs. So, I mean, they're still probably the cheapest thing you can make. And then the cheapest thing you can buy still to this day.
I just did the calculation there. $2 in 1989 is the equivalent of just under $5 today. So I guess that's not surprising then. If you saw a hot dog for sale for $5 and then the one across the street with a little longer of a line was like $3.75, yeah, I think that would probably do it.
Yeah, to me, I mean, if I was familiar with the area, it would still not be enough. Like if I knew that their hot dog was better, I would pay the extra 50 cents. If I didn't know, I mean, I'd be leery though. Like, okay, their hot dog's only $1.50, and I'd be like, why is that? Is it a lesser dog? Is it I mean, in their situation specifically, we know because we just listen to the news broadcast.
But if you just walk up,
you don't know the complications of why they're undercutting, why they're selling the hot dog 50 cents less. All you know is that you've got two hot dog vendors in front of you. One's $1.50, one is $2. I'm going to question as well, why are they selling it so much less? Is it a lesser dog? So I'd be concerned about that. So I might even consider the $2 dog to be gourmet. And then I might go, I want the gourmet dog.
Yeah. And I also think the lower line for the more expensive dog is also a bit appealing because so much of the sales in downtown Toronto would be people who are on lunch break or on their way somewhere. So you want to just quickly grab something. Like if you want to spend 15 minutes waiting in a lineup, you'd have the time to sit at a restaurant and eat or something. If you're buying a hot dog on the street, you're just kind of passing by. So I think the food vendor, even though their prices are higher, they still have a niche market there, as they could probably just set up and continue to sell to the people who don't want to wait in line for the cheaper hot dogs.
Yeah. I haven't had a good hot dog in so long.
Well, you're in Cape Breton. You got, is Fuzzy's Fries still exist?
I think so.
Okay. Because they have a great, Cape Breton was known, at least back in the day, was known for having great roadside French fries.
French fries, yeah, but I want a good like the kinds you get in Toronto, because they're massive too. Like they're big, like they hang off, a foot off the bun. They're massive, and then again, like we go back to the fixins, like they always have like 20, 30 different things that you can put on it. Whereas anytime here, like in Cape Breton, when I have come across a hot dog vendor, there's not a lot to put on it. Just there's a crusty jar of Cheese Whiz and an empty bottle of our Compliments ketchup.
Oh yeah. And also they're not specialty dogs. Like the roadside hot dogs that you get from the food vendors in Toronto or major cities are generally the longer, larger hot dogs that are just delicious. A cheaper dog would be the ones you buy at the grocery store for like a pack of like 30 of them for $3 or whatever the price.
Yeah, and those are the ones that I always find like.
Yeah, forget that. Life's too short for those hot dogs.
There has been a new hot dog vendor opened up by the regional hospital. I haven't tried them yet, so I should give them a try sometime and see if they've got the Toronto style street dog that I dream of every night.
The kind of hot dog that'd win the hot dog wars of 1989.
The hot dog wars of 1989.
If anyone out there listening has an opinion on what they would do, would you wait in line for the cheaper dog? Would you buy the more expensive dog to save the time? Do you think these food vendors should be shut down? Do you want to go to Toronto and try one yourself? Let us know. But with that said, let's put a bow on this. Aaron, until next time.
Jordan, until next time.
If you're going to come up with, they got 20 or 30 fixins, you got to be able to say more than 9. You can only rattle off 9. Think of one more before we wrap it up.
Before we wrap it up, one more that I didn't say. The hopes and dreams of all hot dog lovers around the world.
Keep Canada Weird is written, hosted, and produced by the Nighttime Podcast.